Hey guys, Dylan from the Geek Duo here, and today I'll be bringing you my reaction to My Hero Academia Season 7, Episode 3, titled Villain. After failing to steal Star's quirk and losing many other quirks, Shigaraki and All for One prepare for their next move. And I'm not going to say the next part of the synopsis because I can't believe they put that in the synopsis. But I will just say this isn't focusing entirely on the villains, despite that being the title and the majority of the synopsis. But with that cryptic message being said, let's get this started in 3, 2, 1, go. That's interesting if I was correct in what I think I just noticed. I should also say this was meant to be out on Monday's slot. However, I wasn't able to record all weekend, including Monday, because it was a long weekend. So I wasn't able to record this in time for that. It was sort of a spur of the moment thing. So it may be a little bit longer than planned of double uploads. Also, I really don't think this season's going to cover everything, considering we're seemingly getting a whole nother arc in the manga. Because the war has officially finished now, and we're seemingly heading into an epilogue arc. Not just a couple chapters. Horikoshi did say that it needed time to breathe after the finale. It's always good to have plans inside plans. That's what I just said. Always good to have backups of backups. The subtitles stuffed up. Hmm. I guess it's safe to say now that we've gotten inklings to it. The final part of the synopsis is who is the traitor at UA? And with All for One just saying he has many friends. Hmm. He has reached equilibrium. I didn't realize his hair had gone all frizzy from the humidity. That is a big point. Fair. To be fair, he was in Tartarus for most of it. Hmm. Remember, it's we. Hmm. The one who was always staring at the camera and mysteriously away from the attacks. He did do a good job at seeding other options, even in this episode where um, he says he has a lot of friends, and it shows Hagakure, because she was like the second most believed option, third being Kaminari. And there we go. Offered to give their son a quirk, and has had them in his pocket ever since. It's also part of why he was trying to fail his licensing exam. Hmm. And there we have it. And yet, they really had to spoil it with a "Can't Stop Twinkling" coming up. Like, I know it's his hero name, but It's like Aoyama said way back when he was being weird to Midoriya. You're like me, aren't you? It's even possible that he assumed Midoriya had also gotten a quirk from All for One. Hmm. And this is where he started sitting in little views of what Hagakure actually looks like. We also now have another piece of the intro filled in. A guy bound to a chair exactly the way Aoyama is now, isolated. Bakugo cheering Deku's talk no jutsu on. That's fair. I forgot that. They actually did address that. Hmm. I was expecting that to be the end of the episode. There we have it. The conclusion, the answer to one of the longest running mysteries of this story. Who is the UA trader? Raised way back during season 1 when someone used the Shigaraki breaking down the gate to let the press in as a distraction for getting All Might's schedule that led to the USJ attack. And yeah, so we now know that it's Aoyama, who even made a point in the USJ to be like, okay, so we know where you were, we know where you were, we know where you were. Where the hell was Higakure? Oh, I got sent with Todoroki. And Todoroki's like, I didn't even know she was there. And Aoyama's just like, oh, ask me where I was. Ask me where I was. It's a secret. Yes. And then again, he was inside the villain's flame circle with a passed out Higakure and Jiro. So somehow he'd managed to get in the center without falling victim to the gas and everything. And yeah, so there was always suspicions about him. Higakure was somehow still always the second option, even though she was passed out during the villain attack. But that was also reasoned, oh, maybe it's to make her look more like she's away from this, is if they attack her like she's not one of their own, and the fact that she was unconscious is why they couldn't warn them about Kamino. And Kaminari was always thrown in the mix too. There were some good reasons for it until I forget what arc it was. I don't want to say it was the last war, well, the first war, though it may have been that late. Yeah, no, it must have been the war. As to, yeah, no, he's not a part of that. Because, like, we didn't really see Hagakure do anything in the war. We didn't see Aoyama do anything in the war. Interestingly, though, this is still... I know this is a little spoilery to look up the arcs to see how many chapters, because it also says what episodes are related to said chapters. But, I guess 4 of the 8 chapters do share a name with the next episode. So, yeah, it makes sense that they'd be touched upon in that episode. Because it's the story of how we all became heroes. Part 1, 2, 3, and -1. I'd assume they're all going to be in the next episode. But yeah, as I said, that's another part of the opening dealt with. Sadly, I still haven't been able to find a version of the opening where I could just go through it slowly, so I'm just picking up on new details every time I watch an episode, but yeah. I did notice in the very first episode about the fact that there was someone bound to a chair in an isolated room in the exact way that Aoyama gets bound when he's found out as a traitor. So I knew the fact that that was a part of the opening means it was on their minds when they were developing... Well, obviously it was on their minds developing the story, but I'm assuming this opening is only for the first half, as it usually is. Anyway, I'm gonna end this one here. I'll catch you in the next one.